Something extraordinary is happening in the heart of London today. A sea of flags, thousands of voices, and a single message echoing through the streets. This is our country. This is our culture. But this is not just another protest. This is the Unite the Kingdom March, a rally that its organizers claim is about defending traditional British values. Yet, its critics say it's something far more dangerous, branding it a movement of division, anger, and rising nationalism. As the marchers gather and as counter-protesters mobilize, the City of London finds itself once again on the front line of a deep cultural and political battle. And with over 1,600 police officers deployed across the capital, the authorities are bracing for a day that could define the future of Britain's identity. Imagine standing on the bridge at Waterloo this morning. The air is heavy. Helicopters circle above, and down the steps, an unending stream of people descends into central London. Everywhere you look, there are flags, Union Jacks, the Cross of St. George, Scottish Salters, the Welsh Dragon, even the tricolour of Ireland is flying here. Together, they form a patchwork of identities converging in one place, one march, one message. The chants grow louder. Enough is enough. Placards wave against illegal immigration, against the loss of national identity, against a government that many here believe has abandoned its people. But it's not just the marchers who are here today. Across town, members of Stand Up to Racism are assembling. They call this march a cover, a vehicle for far-right figures like Tommy Robinson, whom they accuse of stoking hatred. Police vans, snatch wagons as they're known, line the streets. Officers stand back, deliberately keeping a low profile, hoping the stewards can keep order. The tension is palpable, like a spark waiting to ignite. And yet, inside the march itself, the mood feels strangely festive. Smiles, laughter, even music. Families with children wave flags. People hug old friends. To the marchers, this is not a march of hate. It is, as they put it, a march of pride. We are not against immigration. We're not racist. But we're fed up. We're losing our identity, our culture, our pride. As a proud Englishman, I feel ashamed to fly my own flag. That should never be the case. Look around. This isn't just English people. There are Irish flags, Welsh flags, Scots, people of all ethnicities. This is about putting British culture first, not about hating anyone else.
I'm fed up with the way the country's going, the lack of freedom of speech and the flooding of the waters by the foreigners.
Definitely.
And what would you like to see? What would you like to see being put first?
A new government.
And then come on, support. I've been integrated, so I have to respect the culture, the people, and then good government.
The voices of the crowd reveal a frustration that has been brewing for years. Anger at illegal immigration, disillusionment with politics, fear of losing national traditions, and resentment at what they see as censorship of free speech. One marcher puts it bluntly: we want a government that protects us, not one that pleases everyone else at our expense. As the crowd swells into the tens of thousands, the march begins to move. The noise is deafening. Chants, drums, whistles, all bouncing off the walls of Whitehall. But in the distance, another sound rises, the chants of counter-protesters. Stand Up to Racism has gathered in force. Their banners read "No to Fascism" and "Refugees Welcome." Their voices clash with those of the marchers, echoing through the streets like two rival anthems of Britain's future. On one side, the marchers cry, "Stop the boats, save our culture." On the other, the counter-protesters shout, "No to hate, no to division." It's a battle not of fists, but of ideas, a battle for the soul of Britain. And hovering over all of this is a single name, Tommy Robinson. Critics call this his march, accusing him of using frustration over immigration to rally support. But inside the crowd, the picture is more complex. Teachers, builders, nurses, pensioners, students, people from all walks of life are here. Some openly admit admiration for Robinson's defiance. Others insist they came not for him, but for the message, unity, tradition, and the right to speak freely. The truth is, it's messy. Robinson's presence is undeniable. His shadow lingers. But to say this march belongs solely to him ignores the thousands who came for reasons that stretch far beyond one man. I don't care about Tommy Robinson. I care about my kids' future. It's about freedom of speech. We're silenced if we say we love our country. That has to stop. We need politicians who will actually protect British values. That's why I'm here. This struggle is not new. Britain has faced waves of tension over identity before. The clashes in Northern Ireland over flags in the 1990s, the riots in English cities in the 2010s, even the Brexit referendum in 2016, all of them moments when culture, identity, and politics collided. Today feels like another chapter in that long, unfinished story. Back on the ground, the police presence is impossible to ignore. Hundreds of officers line Whitehall. Riot vans idle, ready to move at a moment's notice. Helicopters hover above like watchful eyes. So far, the police keep their distance. They let the stewards manage the marches, trying not to provoke confrontation. But the risk remains. All it would take is one spark, one scuffle, one insult, one thrown bottle for the entire city to descend into chaos. And yet, amid the tension, there is also hope. Hope that this day can remain peaceful. Hope that Britain can have the debate it so desperately needs. One question looms. Will this be remembered as a day of unity or a day of division? By the time the marchers reach Whitehall, the atmosphere has reached boiling point. The streets are overflowing, flags ripple in the wind, chants roll like thunder down the avenues of power. Across from them, the counterprotesters raise their own voices, their banners defiant, refugees welcome, and no to racism. The two groups lock eyes across police lines, two versions of Britain staring each other down. For a moment, the city holds its breath. Then, the shouting begins. Words become insults. Insults become shoves. Police surge forward, forming barriers with their bodies and shields. Helicopters circle lower. Riot vans move into position. Arrests are made in quick bursts, officers dragging away the most aggressive agitators. But still, the chants don't stop. On one side, this is our country. On the other, no to hate. Two visions of Britain colliding in the streets of its own capital. And while the march continues, the debate rages beyond London. Politicians weigh in. Some accuse the marchers of spreading division, warning that figures like Tommy Robinson are exploiting ordinary people's fears. Others argue the government itself has created this crisis by failing to control immigration, by silencing free speech, by ignoring the voices of the people who feel left behind. For Prime Minister Keir Starmer, the challenge is clear. His government promised control, promised order, promised unity. But as today shows, many believe those promises have been broken. We just want our culture respected. That's not hate, that's pride. I came here because I feel silenced. We can't even fly the St. George's Cross without being shamed. This government has failed us. We need change, real change. The marchers disperse. Some head home, proud, believing they've made their voices heard. Others leave angry, convinced their country is slipping away. And the counter-protesters? They too claim victory, insisting they stood up to hatred and defended Britain's multicultural values. The truth lies somewhere in between, messy, complicated, unresolved. Because today was never just about one march, one man, or one government. It was about something far bigger, the battle over Britain's soul. A nation divided, a culture under pressure, and a future still uncertain. So what do you think? Was the Unite the Kingdom March a defense of tradition or a dangerous step toward division? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.